Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome. And in fact, I should say a lovely rainy welcome to all logged in here for the inauguration of the Burn Healing Foundation. I, Renuka Prasad, will take you through the proceedings for the day. Having worked as a volunteer in the healthcare sector for close to over 3 decades, I feel honored to have been associated with today's function. It is laudable that doctors are now setting up philanthropic services as a give back to society, and equally impressive when it comes to this very neglected area of injury through burns. These are all due to natural and some unnatural acts of nature and mankind caused due to domestic violence, accidents, and injuries. Many surgical procedures are not even possible with the rising costs of both surgeries and post surgery rehabilitations. Dr. Rajiv's dedication to the cause he espouses has seen this foundation take shape for those who can ill afford the treatment pan India. The facilities that he has set up should stand the common man in good stead in the times to come. So, let us start the day's proceedings by invoking the blessings of Lord Ganesha, the Vigraharan Devta, without whose blessings no new work is ever undertaken. We bow to him in reverence, looking for a smooth start to our Burn Healing Foundation.
जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा
माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा
माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा
जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा
माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
I now take the opportunity of introducing Dr. Rajiv B. Ahuja, even though he is a well-known personality to all who are gathered here today. Dr. Rajiv Ahuja, who is the brain behind this philanthropic venture, is a senior plastic surgeon at Sir Gangaram Hospital after having taken VRS as head of the Department of Burns and Plastic Surgery at Maulana Azad Medical College and LNJP Hospital, where he served for over 3 decades. He has served as the past president of Association of Plastic Surgeons of India and the National Academy of Burns India. Not only that, he is the founder president of the Asia Pacific Burns Association, and he is also the only Indian and the second Asian, to be precise, to ever get elected as a president of the International Society for Burn Injuries in over 60 years. Having experienced the challenges in mitigating the disabilities in burn survivors and having published innumerable papers on their quality of life, it transpired to him to create a network of burn experts, hospitals, and vendors to not only provide highly subsidized surgeries, but almost 6 months of post-operative care to effectively rehabilitate these patients and enable them to resume their profession. I now invite him to share his vision and the work he has envisaged for this foundation. So over to you, Rajiv.
I'm not getting my files. Please excuse me, I'm just waiting for the file to show up. Where should I, Arti, can you show me? Not able to get my slide. Mr. Amitabh Kant, our chief guest, Dr. Khazanchi, Dr. Upal, and guests. Today, we launch a charitable enterprise for burn survivors to provide free surgeries for correction of their post-burn deformities. Having worked for 40 years with these patients, as my colleagues will bear me out, the extreme disability that some of them have to suffer is quite heart-rending. Considering the enormity of the problem, some of us just over a decade back pushed the government to launch the National Program for Prevention and Management of Burn Injuries, which is still continuing. However, we realize that doing more is also less for burn victims. Facilities may exist in Tier 1 cities, but it is a different scenario in smaller towns. Here I share with you in short the extent of the problem of burns in India and how our foundation will help to work this cause. Burn Healing Foundation is a registered trust with an 80G exemption from the income tax. As I mentioned, it is a charitable enterprise for burn victims, our vision being that our effort will mitigate the suffering of burn survivors in low resource setting by restoring function, psyche, and appearance. Thus, the mission is to bridge the gap between medical care, social support, and financial assistance to burn victims by facilitating corrective surgery and providing treatment cost, developing cost-effective modules for deformity management, providing support for rehabilitation, providing support for social integration. This map sizes up the territories according to the absolute number of burn deaths in a year. And it is clear that the Indian subcontinent is the burn capital of the world. Not only mortality, WHO estimates in its published fact sheet the immense morbidity from burn injuries. In Nepal alone, it estimates that 8% of the population is disabled and 5% of this is due to burns. If we extrapolate these figures to the Indian population, we'll be having close to 5 million disabled from burn injuries alone. We also suffer from a social ill of vitriolage, where young girls are the target and many of them lose their verve to live. And this picture reflects the problem of burns in India. Large population of people disabled by burn injuries, making it impossible to provide surgical correction of deformities and rehabilitation to all survivors. As a result, burn survivors continue to suffer a poor quality of life. We researched and published the quality of life of burn patients in India and compared it to some other low and middle income countries. We find that whereas 35 to 40% of the patients getting admitted because of burn injuries in India, they die, only 30% of these resume work and the rest have to live with a physical handicap. And compare this to the statistics from other low-income countries like Egypt or Brazil, where 60 or 50% resume work, or in China, where 60% of burn patients who are admitted, they resume work. So there is work to be done. We have to reach out to burn victims who need corrective surgeries, create a network of medical and allied professionals. We seek community support and creating awareness and sensitization amongst the society. I apologize for the grotesque photos which I'm going to show and share with you, but this is just to sensitize you of the nature of work which is involved and the kind of results that our support can provide. The surgeries here have been carried out either by my colleagues or by myself at Lok Naik Hospital when I was heading the department there. The results and the deformities are self-explanatory. The same patient with severe deformity after a long-term result and correction. A patient with hand deformity post-burn, and you can see the kind of rehabilitation he has received. Another very severe deformity of the hand and full function has been restored by surgery and rehabilitation and the use of such splints. Another patient with chest burns and axillary contracture, which has been corrected. A severe neck contracture, which has received an excellent cosmetic result because of surgery done by a colleague of mine. Yet another patient of neck contracture. This is a patient with electrical burns who had exposed skull, and after several months, he came to us and we repaired this so that the exposed skull could be covered up. These are the kind of splints and pressure garments that we use in rehabilitation. Let me share with you the people who are behind this mission. On the board of management, we have Mr. Deepak Kapoor, who's a graduate of St. Stephen's College, a chartered accountant who heads his own printing and publishing business. He was a Rotary district governor almost 3 decades back, and with philanthropy at his heart, he continues to be the chairman of the Rotary International's India National Polio Pulse Committee since 2001, and is now the vice chairman of Rotary India's COVID task force. He has been given several awards by Delhi government and organizations in USA. A foreign policy magazine in USA recognized in 2014 him as one of the 100 leading global thinkers in the world, along with our Honorable Prime Minister. Mr. Sudhir Diwan on the board of management is also a director for the Mohan Foundation, which is looking after solid organ donation activities in the Tri-City of Chandigarh. An MBA with over 45 years of experience in pharmaceutical industry. He himself underwent liver transplant in 2009, and having experienced the lack of awareness regarding organ donation and the traumatic search for the organ, he decided in ICU itself to devote the rest of his years to the cause of organ donation. He is now keen to establish skin banks for burn patients. We have a young team to do the groundwork. Dr. Raman Sharma is a young plastic surgeon from PGI Chandigarh. He is my associate at Sir Gangaram Hospital and has humanitarian activities at his heart. Aarti Ahuja and Swapnadeep Kaur, they are co-partners in their own enterprise Tatva Connect, and they add value to implementation of the BHF vision by an ideation which is led by their expertise as a psychologist and a sociologist respectively. We have eminent advisors on the board. Dr. Salil Gupta, who's on the board of directors of the Rotary at Florida, who passionately applies evidence-based practices to various organizations which provide humanitarian services to improve the health outcomes. Dr. Sapna Bansal is a professor at Delhi University, a social activist and a humanitarian with diversified community outreach. Our social media marketing is curated and handled by Ashish Guliani, who's a media professional with top media houses, has established a marketing agency, and his humanitarian spirit will help us in our community outreach. So why your support matters? It will bring quality of life to the burn victim and his family. It will increase the social acceptance of the victims, and we'll be creating a safe and inclusive space for healing. Your donations shall be used for surgeries, medical expenses, hospital care, post-surgical therapy with pressure garments, physiotherapy, psychological support, and sometimes for travel, nutrition, and associated expenses. In a short period of 10 days, we already have 3 hospitals as our partners and 1 corporate agency, Dr. Soni in Panipat, Radix Healthcare in Nirman Vihar, Delhi, and Amandeep Group of Hospitals in Amritsar. They didn't take more than a second to be our partners because of their desire to indulge in our charity. We already have a team of 70 accomplished volunteers from different walks of life who connect the social advocacy of burns with the vision and mission of the foundation. These are our bank details. You can also refer to our website for these details, and very soon we shall be adding a payment gateway for donations. Let me share here with you a testimonial of a patient who was operated on 23rd at Sony Burn Center, and he is the first patient to be operated under this foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv, for giving us an overview of your foundation. I now invite Dr. Rakesh Khazanchi to address this August gathering. Dr. Khazanchi is the current president of the Association of Plastic Surgeons of India, and he was a professor at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi, before moving to Sir Gangaram Hospital as department chair. He is currently the chairman of plastic surgery at Medanta Hospital in Gurugram. Dr. Rakesh Khazanchi, can we please have you now?
Yes, thank you. Mr. Amitabh Kant, Dr. Rajiv Ahuja, Dr. Sanjeev Uppal, and other dignitaries who are participating in this noble venture of starting a very important organization or a foundation. I think this foundation is, as Dr. Ahuja said, is going to be for burn victims in India. He also mentioned that there are about 5 million people who have disability because of burns in India. I think that is only the tip of the iceberg that he has said. What I need to mention here is that every year it's estimated that 70 lakh people suffer from burn injuries in India. Out of these, about 1.4 to 1.5 lakhs die. And more than half the deaths which occur because of burns all over the world, they occur in India. So as rightly Dr. Ahuja has pointed out, it is the burns capital of the world, not just the diabetic capital of the world. And nearly 2.5 lakhs patients every year get added to those who are disabled. And another important statistic here is that about 80% of the people who suffer from burns are either women or children. And the cause are either accidents and also domestic accidents, and sometimes even violence, dowry burning, and acid, being thrown at young women by dejected lovers. Two things that I want to mention about burns here are that number one, that a lot of these burns are preventable. And I think this is an area where a lot of work needs to be done. And second thing is that the treatment is extremely, extremely expensive. And I'll just quote you an incident of the actual incident that happened, that one of our doctors from Medanta was going to Thailand he was a critical care specialist. So going to Thailand to bring a patient back from there, and the air ambulance somewhere on the outskirts of or about 50 miles before Bangkok, where it was supposed to land, it crashed. It crashed and landed. On crash landing, it caught fire. And one of the doctors had about 2/3 of his upper body was burnt quite deeply. He had respiratory burns, and something that would have carried his chance of losing his life for about 90%. He was treated in a burn center, in a private burn center in Bangkok, because he was in no position to be shifted. It took about 2 months of acute treatment, and then he came back here. His rehabilitation and for more treatment and operations continued. And the total expense for his management, which was in this case was funded by the hospital very gracefully, ran into not lakhs, it ran into crores. So that is the kind of expense that one may have to incur to get a result, or a good result or a good outcome in treatment of burns. And he's now fully rehabilitated. He's back at work. We meet him every day. He's an anesthesia colleague, and he's fully back to normal. But to achieve this, the kind of expense that is required is something that is unthinkable. So to that end, while the government has burn centers all over India in major hospitals, and also there are private hospitals which are providing the service, but that comes at a cost. But every facility or whatever facility we have it is woefully inadequate, and obviously the kind of expense that is required, not many people can afford. And even government, even in their best of centers, they are really limited by the kind of funding that may be available to them, and whether they can give the best possible treatment or not is something that is questionable in majority of centers. I'm not saying there may be some very good centers which are doing the treatment, but majority of centers, I think the basic lack of money that is required to treat these patients is not available. So thinking of this, the venture that Dr. Ahuja has set into with his background as a plastic surgeon, as a head of one of the major burn centers at Lok Nayak Hospital in Delhi, I think it is something which is really laudable. And I congratulate him for thinking of this, envisaging this, and getting all the good people on board. And I'm sure that it will be a very successful venture. I know that the problem is so big that it's going to be a drop in a big ocean. But I think it's a beginning, and I'm sure that many drops will coalesce together to form a rivulet and a river, and then hopefully in future, somewhere down the line, we can address this major burns problem. And I would also request him to also, to do as much for prevention as for treatment, because if we can prevent some of these injuries, lower the incidence of burns in India, I think that in itself would also be a great achievement, and it will bring down the expenses. So I once again close by congratulating Dr. Ahuja and his team, and wish him all the best in his very noble venture that he has taken upon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rakesh Khazanchi, for those kind words that you have said. And I'm sure that there will be a lot that would be taken up by all that you have said about the prevention aspect of it, which is so important. I now call upon Dr. Sanjeev Uppal, the current president of the National Academy of Burns India, to say a few words. He is a former professor and the head of Department Plastic Surgery and Burns, Dayanand Medical College, Ludhiana. Dr. Uppal.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, all present on the occasion. At the outset, I must congratulate Dr. Rajiv Ahuja, who himself is an iconic figure in the plastic surgery circles of India as well as international circles. Being the only one who could head the international burns body from within the Indian plastic surgeons. He was instrumental in setting up the National Academy of Burns in India in 1992 and then getting it registered in 1993. He has been making a lot of efforts for the propagation of the upliftment of the poor patients who was suffering from burns, and also the scientific developments in India. He has been instrumental in training so many plastic surgeons and especially instilling the kind of, in them the service-oriented nature of theirs to serve the needy burn patients. As you all know, there are nearly 7 million people who suffer from burn injuries in India. That is a rough estimate. We do not have the exact figures in India, out of which 1.4 lakh people die because of burns, and nearly 2.4 lakh people suffer with disabilities with which they live throughout their life and suffer not only once, but keep on suffering throughout their life. Females and males, they show the rates of the burns in contrast to each other injury. And as males suffer burns in industrial scenes and otherwise, and the females and children suffer burns at home. If you see, the burns are also a leading cause of the morbidity. The millions who survive suffering from the lifelong disability and disfigurement, they also have the emotional trauma and stigma to carry on with. As we all know, burns are preventable, but there is a lot of, despite the lot of efforts by the organizations and the government, people do suffer from burns because they do not take the necessary precautions. The death and disability due to burn injuries, of course, we would wish that we are able to prevent that, and Burn Healing Foundation will be working for that part also. If we see, for the millions of the burn victims, there are only 1,339 beds at 67 centers, which include the hospitals with dedicated burn units in India. This data is about 2 years old, but if we say the current trend, there are around 1,500 beds for dedicated to the burn injuries in India. The 1,200 burn care professionals are there as members of the National Academy of Burns, and as you can say, there are nearly 1,200 trained plastic surgeons and surgeons who are dedicated to the treatment of burns. Then if we go by the kind of expenses which the people do undertake for their treatment, right from a government setup to a private setup, nearly it comes out to be, there are rough calculations that in a private setup, more than 20,000 rupees per day are to be spent by a burn victim to get treatment. And even in a government center where the treatment, other services are free, the treatment costs nearly more than 2,000 rupees per day. And an average stay of a burn patient in a hospital goes to almost 1 month till he is discharged, and the further treatment continues as the OPD patients, which also has so many expenses. The patient has to come to the hospital, he has to hire a vehicle, then somebody else has to come along with, and many patients are even unable to feed themselves. So that is the pity, that even after surviving, they are dependent throughout their life for their feeding purposes, for their further treatments. So if you see that more than 65% Indians do not use the government health facilities because of the distances, the government centers are not present everywhere. So keeping all this in view, the initiative by Dr. Ahuja and his friends is magnanimous. Number one, is I don't find words to say that it is such a nice venture by him. And I was talking to him a few days earlier. Then he said that he has done so much during his service in Maulana Azad Medical College, and now he wants to take an initiative further ahead and invite many of his friends and many other people to join in his mission, so that the people who are having the deformities, who are emotionally wrecked, who are not able to mingle with their society, within the society, and they feel that they are a burden to their families, should at least be given a chance to survive and live with dignity. And many of us have already pledged with him that we are ready to provide the treatment at a subsidized cost, and we will say not charge for our services. And for that matter, the BHF, the Burn Healing Foundation, will come to the rescue of such patients. And I am on behalf of the National Academy of Burns, I really congratulate Dr. Rajiv Ahuja and his family and friends who are coming forward to carry on this. This is not going to be easy, Dr. Ahuja. If you agree with me, you would require a lot of people who would readily join you, because your personality is a magnetic personality. once somebody meets you, becomes yours. So I think the same magnetism, the same magnetic personality will be able to say attract many doctors, and we require a lot of non-doctor friends also who would be able to provide the kind of money to run this foundation as well as the basic support. So with these words, I once again congratulate Dr. Ahuja and also wish a great success for such an humanitarian venture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khazanchi. Those words were very, very encouraging. And I'm sure that this foundation is definitely going to go really far. Our chief guest today is none other than the well-known personality in the development scene of India, Mr. Amitabh Kant. He is the CEO of Niti Aayog, an IAS officer of 1980 batch. He is the author of Branding India, An Incredible Story, An Incredible India Part 2. Mr. Kant has been a key driver of the Make in India, Startup India, Incredible India, and God's Own Country initiatives that positioned India and Kerala state as leading manufacturing and tourism destinations. These campaigns have won several international awards. Mr. Amitabh Kant has been the chairman and CEO of Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor Development Corporation, and as Secretary, Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, he drove the Ease of Doing Business initiative, which led to India making a quantum jump in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Index. He is the chairman of the committee to implement digital payment in India. Mr. Kant has been the recipient of several awards, including the Economic Times Policy Change Agent, the Bloomberg TV Personality, the NDTV Administrator of the Year, won Globe Award 2016 for Leadership in Transforming Governance, and Sir Edmund Hillary Fellowship, and many more. He did his schooling from Modern School, Delhi, and is a graduate in Economics Honours from St. Stephen's, Delhi University. And he's done his master's from the Jawaharlal Nehru University. He's also a Chevening Scholar. So Mr. Amitabh Kant, the floor is all yours. Please take over.
Dr. Rajiv Ahuja, Dr. Rakesh Khazanchi, Dr. Sanjeev Uppal, Mr. Deepak Kapoor, Mrs. Renuka Prasad, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished doctors who have assembled here today. Let me first, at the outset, compliment Dr. Rajiv Ahuja and his entire team for this very path-breaking work in launching the Burn Healing Foundation. I'm particularly delighted to be a part of this inaugural function. Burn injuries is a very major public health problem all over the world. More people die globally of burn injuries than malaria and tuberculosis. Burn injury is mostly unrecognized in our country. Only media reports highlight cases during Diwali festivals, bright burning cases, and chemical burn injuries due to acid and alkali attacks. Moreover, no treatment facilities specific for burn injuries are available in most parts of India, and particularly in rural areas. And all such cases are actually in reality on ground treated by general practitioners and quakes. In India, estimates show that about 70 lakh people suffer from burn injuries annually. Nearly 10% of these are life-threatening and require hospitalization, and almost 2.40 lakh become disabled. Approximately 50% of these hospitalized succumb to their injuries. Nearly 1 to 1.5 lakh people get crippled and require multiple surgeries and prolonged rehabilitation. 70% of the burn victims are in the most productive age group of 15 to 40 years, and most of the patients belong to poor socioeconomic strata. All these figures are approximate, as we have no national data on burns, as it is not a notifiable disease, and the central registry is almost non-existent. The burn scenario is grave, not only due to the high incidence, but is also compounded by the absence of unorganized burn care at the primary and secondary healthcare levels. The incidence of burn injuries is increasing at an alarming rate in our country. As per the information received from 3 major government hospitals in Delhi, there has been a 10-fold increase in OPD cases and 4.5 times increase in IPD cases during the last 5 years. However, death and disability are preventable to a very great extent, provided timely and appropriate treatment is given by trained personnel. Trained manpower, as well as dedicated burn units, which are required for proper management of burn injuries, are currently severely lacking in our country. The management of burns is a distinct branch of medical super specialty. However, trained manpower as well as dedicated burn units are restricted to bigger cities, and that too in a few tertiary care hospitals in our country. Even in the capital city of Delhi, there are less than 200 beds for burn management to cater to the need of the population of over more than 15 million. Many burn injury patients require psychological counseling as well as psychotherapeutic rehabilitation for many, many years. However, the death and disability of burn injury are preventable to a very great extent, provided timely and appropriate treatment is given by trained personnel. The recent rise in the incidence of terrorist activities and man-made disasters is also contributing to a quantum jump in burn injury cases. And this calls for a national preparedness to cope with the challenge of public health problem. A holistic approach addressing this aspect is required. 90% of all burn injuries are preventable. However, the absence of stringent law requiring environmental safety, substandard manufacturing of household electric and cooking equipment, and general lack of safety consciousness fails to curb this preventable menace. The economic aspect of burns also needs to be addressed. The prohibitive cost of treatment and rehabilitation, as most victims being poor, explains the gross shortage of specialized burn units in the private sector and reluctance on the part of the private players to share the burden. The Burn Healing Foundation, through its network, will be doing a commendable work towards the rehabilitation of burn survivors with a mission to address the scourge of post-burn deformity in the low-resource settings by facilitating corrective surgery and subsidizing treatment cost, by developing cost-effective modules for deformity management, and by providing social and rehabilitation support, and also by supporting the social reintegration of burn survivors. This is truly path-breaking work. This requires passion, this requires commitment, and this requires a visionary approach. Dr. Rajiv Ahuja and his team are men of immense commitment and men of dedication and men of vision and foresight. These are men who are committed to lifting the people with burns and to providing a holistic care. And therefore, I salute them. And today's launch is a unique event. It's an event which will really, truly transform the lives and the miseries of the people who suffer burn and provide them great healing. And therefore, I really want to compliment Dr. Rajiv Ahuja and his entire team from the bottom of my heart. And I think truly this is a national cause which he has taken up. And we from Niti Aayog will provide him all help, assistance, and support in this very, very unique endeavor. So congratulations and all the very best. And I wish the Burn Healing Foundation all success in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Amitabh Kant. That was very, very promising with the kind of help that you have offered from Niti Aayog. And we hope to live up to your expectations and hope to be able to contribute a small bit towards mitigating the problems faced by people with burns, to help them also on the road to rehabilitation. Thank you once again for those kind words that you've given to the foundation and to Dr. Rajiv Ahuja. Thank you ever so much for your presence here this evening. I will now invite Aarti Ahuja to give the vote of thanks. Aarti. Unmute yourself, Bete.
As we conclude today's proceedings, we would like to thank our elders for their blessings to virtually launch the Burn Healing Foundation. It has been a cherished dream of Dr. Ahuja to give back to society and assist in improving the quality of life of burn survivors who are poor. Communities are not built alone. We humbly acknowledge the support of our chief guest, Mr. Amitabh Kant, and are honored that he could spare his time to be with us to launch this venture. I'm sure with his blessings and the support that Niti Aayog will be extending to us, the venture will receive public patronage. Along with that, we again thank him. And sir, may I share that I too am a Mod Knight, and we hope to receive your personal support for this cause further as well. We are grateful to Dr. Khazanchi and Dr. Uppal, who have been Dr. Ahuja's long-standing colleagues, for sharing the same ideals. We immensely thank Dr. Sanjay Soni, Director of Soni Burns and Plastic Surgery Center, for conducting the first surgery for Burn Healing Foundation on 23rd July. All our initial partners, Dr. Ravi Mahajan, President-elect of APSI, Dr. Ravi Malik, the Director of Radix Hospital, and Dr. Soni joined BHF so promptly that it was an immense boost to our endeavors. We are certain that with such philanthropic partners who share the same vision, this venture shall surely succeed. We are also grateful to Mr. Adesh Mathur, Director of Myowa Tech Surgical Systems, who has graciously offered his products either free or at highly subsidized rates to BHF beneficiaries. We are indeed fortunate to have Mr. Deepak Kapoor on our management board. He too is a Mod Knight with vast experience at the helm of Rotary Ventures and will indeed be an invaluable asset. Another philanthropist, Mr. Sudhir Devan, joins us in guiding the direction of our operations with his experience of running his own NGO. The time-to-time advice of Dr. Salil Gupta has been extremely helpful. The support of Mr. Mohit Chandiramani is gratefully acknowledged. Swapandeep Kaur and Ashish Gulani have been instrumental in creating momentum for Burn Healing Foundation, and we are thankful to them as well. The overwhelming response of almost 70 individuals who have joined us as volunteers shows us that the cause is building a strong voice. And as Mr. Kant mentioned in his address, that it needs more people. Sir, we are starting on by connecting people to people in this venture. We would also like to extend our gratitude towards our families and friends who have joined us in this venture. This vote of thanks would be incomplete without acknowledging the support of Dr. Madhu Ahuja, Mrs. Renuka Prasad, and all our family across the globe. And Mrs. Renuka, while being family, is Secretary of the Indian Cancer Society, also the spouse of a very senior Mod Knight. I humbly thank each of the individuals who have joined us today and those who will donate today or in the future. You all are requested to view our website or connect with me later. In the words of Stevie Maraboli, I quote, "A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal," unquote. The collective compassion and the hand of friendship on Friendship's Day from the community with our foundation shall heal while restoring life to burn survivors. Gratitude and thank you.